Welcome to the Where's the Focus podcast. WTF is an entertaining yet educational ride with top guests from every industry. Knowing where your focus goes, your energy flows. Hosted by top-selling author, sought-after speaker, leading coach, and high-level executive in the financial industry, Daniel Manginelli. So, WTF.
Welcome back to the WTF Where's the Focus podcast. Woohoo is right. Last day of February. How do you like that? Into March. Sorry to disappoint all, but Jen is sick today. Sick she is. So you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to call Jen and see if she's okay. She's not going to be happy about this, but let's see if we call Jen. She's not working. I've got to work my own board. She doesn't have time to be sick. Jen?
I'm here.
We're doing a podcast of Where's the Focus podcast. You're on the air.
Oh, was that today?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you call in sick just because you didn't want to be with me today, or you got the vid? What's going on?
No vid, just sick.
I can't. All right, here the
It was like a horrible storm.
That's all right. I'll let you be sick then, and I'll let you go. But you need to next week get better so we can have you here, because I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm pushing around here.
Okay, next week I'll put that on my calendar this time.
You missed it this week, huh?
I'll listen to your podcast though. I can't wait. I know it needs me, but I'll be there next week.
All right, get better. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Look at that. All right, so for those of you who are watching, we have Master Editor, having some new technology in the house here. Our technology now. We're using a different venue on video. So we'll see how that goes. So if you haven't subscribed or liked or give a raving review, now's the day. So months back, I did a Better Half episode. That was with my wife, Angela, on the podcast, as you can probably see right next to me, because I don't know how to take her out yet because Jen's not here. I'm taking someone out and putting her in. And it was so well received. I got so many likes and reviews. Well, due to being her birthday today, woo, boo, boo, what's going on? I think I have that one right there. Due to her birthday today, we have Angela Williams Manginelli back on this. So let's talk a little bit about Angela. Angela's been in the mortgage industry for 25 years, probably longer than that. I didn't know the number. 25 years as a loan officer, and has produced at very high levels for many years. She's a mother. She's a stepmom. She's a wife. She has managed to put up with an OCD husband, over-focused myself and fine-looking husband as me for many years as well. She's a passionate wine drinker, an enthusiastic opinion giver, a great friend to those all around her, and a loving dog owner. Ladies and gentlemen, Angela Williams Manginelli. Well, what do you think of that? It's your birthday today.
It is, and it's been a great day so far.
Happy birthday, young lady. So your day's going good so far?
My day is going great.
Okay, because
Yes.
this is, I need to get good ratings, because it seems like when you're on, I get the best ratings. Did you enjoy your intro that you're a fine wine drinker and
I can't deny any of those statements.
Enthusiastic.
They all ring true.
an enthusiastic opinion giver was my favorite. So happy birthday. So look, in the past weeks of the podcast, I've been talking about planning, having a plan and following a plan. Now, recently, I know, Angela, you have bought a planner, and that you're going to write things down and get things done so they'll slip through the cracks. So give me your feedback on your new planning.
Well, it's not new planning. It's going back to what works. Not being in the office every day, you kind of get out of the rhythm. And I couldn't figure out why I used to be so on point with all of my tasks. And I think I got too reliant on technology that might work for the younger generation. But for those of us that grew up with paper, I need paper. I need to check it off. I know after years of creating good habits that if I write it down, that the need to check it off the list is greater than not wanting to complete the task. Some people, they don't care if they do the task or not. I need to complete it so I can do the check mark. I'll actually add things to the list just so I can check it off.
So you're putting all the stuff, like our daughter's play, or all the stuff, because a lot more can slip through the cracks now. For me, it's all just specific on work, and I use the calendar in Outlook too. So you using it for everything?
Both. I think that the stuff, like I said, it's all about habits. I think that with Amelia's stuff, I get it's now solidified in my brain. It's more the things that I need to do. And you could be on both sides of the coin. Like it used to be like I had everything with work ironclad, and then it was the things at home that I would sometimes like miss. So that I feel like if I write everything down, and for me, I have to write it, I have a better chance of success.
Makes sense. I notice you're
calling, making a doctor's appointment, like silly thing. Not silly, but minor things.
Okay. I notice you're in my Friday studio there right now.
I am.
You must have a nice background of the beach. Looks very scenic.
I didn't pick this. I didn't pick that.
Oh, sorry that I gave you a background rather than just a blank TV screen. So you've been in sales majority of your life, even if it was whatever you were doing. We're all in sales in some way. So what do you think your biggest strength is?
My biggest strength, I believe, is the power of education, because I never liked the term salesperson. I never wanted to be in sales. I had a very negative connotation of what sales looked like. But I could get behind the statement of being an educator, not in the school system, not like dealing with kids, but like educating adults on whatever it was that I was selling. So I worked in college for Lexus, and that's basically what I did. Was I trained potential car buyers when Lexus first came out. People didn't really know much about it. And I love that I could share knowledge with people that had no prior knowledge of a subject. And so I kind of carried that through with the mortgage industry. And I love that part. Whether I get paid for it or not, I enjoy leaving a situation knowing they have more information now than they did before they met me.
So your biggest strength would be how you educate people, and that turns into, from a lack of a better word, sales, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So what do you feel your biggest weakness is, if that's your strength? Do I get to answer that?
I would be curious to know what my clients thought were my biggest weakness. I know for myself, I get watch it. I get too emotionally invested in the outcome. But sometimes more than the client, sometimes more than the company that I work for. If I take something on, I want to see it through to the end.
Even if it's out of your control?
I'm learning, but yes, because I feel like I do a good job of seeing the end in the beginning.
Right.
Like I like to, if I'm gonna, my brother once told me, never start a fight that you can't win. So if I know that I can win and I start it, then I want to see it through to the end. Doesn't mean that I just take any deal and just like miraculously like force it through, but so I think my biggest weakness is letting my emotions get the better of me.
So emotionally, you think you get too wrapped up into?
Yeah, and taking things personally.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's move along there. So do you listen to any podcasts?
I do.
Do you listen to this one by chance?
I do. Sometimes it's hard.
Sometimes it's hard. What?
Well, because I'm a control freak too, so sometimes like I wanna take over. I'm like, oh, he could have asked that question.
Oh, that would have been a better one. Do you want me to ask about your biggest weakness again, or do you want to ask?
Keep my mouth shut. I don't know. I'm sure you've got a laundry list of things.
All right. So so you listen to podcasts. What are you listening to? What's the podcast you're listening to right? Besides WTF Words Focus, what podcast are you listening to right now?
Well, this sounds so morbid, but the Murdoch podcast about the Murdoch murders in South Carolina.
What's intriguing? What is it about that?
I think it just strikes a chord with me because they're in a small town. I don't know how much you know about this, but they're in a small town. The father is, I don't know, something crazy, like the 5th or 6th generation attorney in a very, very small town which means they kind of think that they're above the law. And so I just think it's fascinating, kind of, the son got into a boating accident and killed a girl. And then a couple months later, the mom and the son were killed.
Wow, this is inspiring. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Listen to the Death Podcast here with Angela Williams Manginelli. All right. I thought you were going to see something inspiring like Oprah, or you were listening to something a little bit more.
I do. I don't know if any
John
of them
Maxwell, or Anthony
enough.
Robbins, maybe some, Dan Manginelli. Listen to those.
I do all of those things. I mean, somebody's going to mix it up,
to a death podcast.
Oprah. For me, it's not about that, because obviously they're dead. Like, they're not going into how. It's more why and how these people got away with this for so long.
Are they in jail? All right, we'll do a spoiler alert. I don't want to give you a spoiler alert. That's okay.
No, but they're in trial. I think the trial just ended. So, anyways, I think it's fascinating. Plus, I wanted to be a judge. So I think.
So is he guilty if you're the judge, since you've got all that experience now?
Well, you have to analyze all of the facts before you make a decision. It seems like the guy's pretty damn guilty.
People might want to go to the death podcast. I'm hoping they don't leave this. You see, now what we've done, we've taken everybody, and now they're the Murdoch case or something they're listening to, because you've sold it. Jeez.
I don't know if I've sold it, but I think it is interesting, and everybody kind of finds something that they're interested in. So, you can only listen to Oprah so much, right? Sometimes you got to kind of mix it up a little bit.
All right. Speaking of mixing up, so what do you think is the biggest thing I've ever done that has embarrassed you?
Oh shit! Excuse me.
You're lucky we're labeled explicit.
It's my birthday. I can say whatever I want.
Okay, go ahead. You can't think of a time I embarrassed you? That's perfect, because I'm not an embarrassing guy. I do nothing but love you and show you nothing but compassion and respect.
No, I think that the time that I get the most frustrated with you is when I feel like you are not showing the world who you really are. Because I think you're great, and sometimes your personality gets in the way.
You're great, but sometimes your mouth gets in the way when you speak. That's the problem that we have.
Well, listen, if you just didn't
speak, you'd be so much better when you hang out with my friends. Is that what you're saying?
It's not always your mouth. Sometimes it's your face. Sometimes it's your body language.
Look at this face.
Yeah.
How can you not love it? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, when you're wearing your feelings on your face, I think
it says "I love you." Is that the face? Is that the feeling?
No, that's not the one that drives me crazy. But you're working on it. You're working.
I am a work in progress. I am broken and flawed. There's no doubt. So, what was it? If that was the most embarrassed, what's the one thing that you could think of that have made you the most mad that I've done?
The most mad. It's been. I have to say, it has. What a testament to our marriage, because I feel like it's been a while.
It has been a while. You haven't thrown food at me in a while. You haven't done anything in any which way. It's been a long time since I've made you that angry. I think
it has. I think the longer you're married, I think that you just know what each other's triggers are, and you try to dance around it. You try not to. If we got into a fight like we have in the past, neither one of us are going to win. And I think that there's a time early in people's marriage where you think winning the argument is going to solve the problem, or it's going to make you feel better. And then you just realize, even though you won, everybody else has had to pay the price. And I think that we're just in a good space right now where, especially as the kids are getting older, they're going to remember. And I just don't want them to grow up in a house where we're fighting all the time. So you've been great about not doing things to trigger me and to make me mad. I'm a super loyal.
You stop doing the things that trigger me. So this way, I don't have to be mad. So maybe not be triggered. Wouldn't it be better just not be triggered?
Well, that's a selfish take on it, because that means that you can behave poorly and I have to be the one, or somebody has to be the one to be like, I'm just not going to let that trigger me today.
Well,
versus
okay.
making good decisions from the get-go. I think
I just want to make sure I cut that off before I start making myself dig a deeper hole. Did I tell you happy birthday yet? Just in case, if you were wondering how it's okay. I just said, happy birthday. There you go. See how wonderful, how much you love me. What is it like being married to me? Just if you were to sum it up in a few words, is it a roller coaster of fun? My OCD?
yeah. Very interesting. Sometimes I remember back in the past, I would want to screw with you in the morning because you line everything up on the dresser, like when you're on the bathroom counter to get ready. And I so want to go in there and just move it all around just to mess with you. Put the deodorant where the mouthwash is because you've got them all lined up sequentially.
So basically, you do something to trigger me, is what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah. But with intention too, so that makes it even more fun. That's where we are.
Let's go back to the women of influence as such as you are, because you've done things at such a high level. If you were to give young women today about being in a unit like sales, what advice could you give someone that was getting into either not the business we're in, but just in sales in general, or doing to push themselves? What advice would you give if you were looking back on yourself that you would give someone today?
Well, definitely I would find someone that you looked up to immediately. Someone that's doing what you do for a living, that is having success and is happy. And I don't mean success in just a financial reward, but someone that you see that's living the life, the whole life that you want to live for yourself, and attach yourself to them as, not in a weird kind of way, but like, see if they can groom you. I mean, there's no reason at this point that anybody has to reinvent the wheel, right? I mean, no one's coming up with some magic solution. It's just finding a way, finding what works for you. And sometimes that means watching different successful people in a position that you can emulate, asking them. I mean, I think that was huge for my career. My boss put me in the middle of a ton of top producers where I could hear them on the phone. And so instead of me trying to figure out who I was going to be in sales and what it was going to look like, I got to hear people and try different things. I know that world is changing because so many people are working from home, but whether it's hire a coach, finding a coach, finding a mentor, and then there's just no excuses. That find a way. I was just talking to somebody the other day, a young female in the business, and it kind of took me back. And she had some challenges, and it reminded me of the challenges that I faced as a young female. I'm like, you just have to find a way around it, through it, over it, above it, whatever you got to do, but you can't stop. You can't just rely on somebody else.
So find yourself a mentor, or just find yourself as a partner?
A mentor. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It depends on the career path, but I definitely think a mentor, if you're in a career, hopefully you've chosen a career that you're interested in, that you're passionate about. So if you're passionate about it, you're interested in it, right. Then finding a mentor, someone who has already reached a level of success, do what they do. That's a great
idea. Well, obviously, accountability is huge, and mentors are even better. And as I say, if you keep yourself accountable, you'd already be doing it. And it's a tough scenario, especially if you're in if you're selling anything. What about happiness? As you said, that's not just happiness; it's happening in life. If you're looking back at yourself, if you were to tell yourself the things that you would either change about what you had before or the way you were before to make you happy to where you are now? Like, we're in a different place. There's no doubt about it. But if you were to say things before, like, don't take things so serious, you're not as important as you are, what would it be advice you'd give to yourself or other people as you're moving into another year of your life being today? Did I say that? Did I say it's happy birthday to you?
Yeah.
There you go, just in case you were wondering. It is your birthday. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think, for me personally, I put too much weight in what other people thought of me. And some of my success was either trying to live up to an expectation that someone had of me, or trying to make somebody happy, or trying to have people see my value. So it made me reach beyond myself. Some of those feelings are good feelings, right? Like if you can use them in an empowering kind of way to motivate you to make the next step, then that's great. But I should have just stopped there. I think that there was a few years in there that if I didn't reach a level of success, or if I didn't hit so many numbers, I didn't feel, I wouldn't say worthy, but it definitely hurt my ego and my self-worth. And I don't think that that's a happy place to be in. You can't place your happiness on something external.
Perfect. Next question is, how much do you love the dog more than me?
I do love this dog. Oh my God, I do love him. He's so cute. I mean,
No.
If I didn't think
the only thing me and dog have. First of all, our dog's in a onesie right now. Our dog's in a onesie because he unfortunately is not going to be, producing any other doggies. They took his fine testicles, and boy, if anybody knows how he feels. Me and him will not be jumping. Me and him will not be jumping over the fence going to the neighbor's yard, if you know what I'm saying, anytime soon. So, how much do you love that dog more than me?
It's a different kind of love.
Really? I don't know, man. It's different. You know what's different about it? He gets all of it right now. I get none of it. How's that sound? That's really different. That's how different it is.
Are you feeling jealous?
Damn dog. Yeah.
I know. He's just so fucking, he's so cute.
Well, what are you going to do?
He loves me the most. He's the only one in the family that loves me the most. Mm-hmm. He does.
What are you going to do now? What's on the agenda for the rest of the day there?
Well, our daughter has cotillion.
Right.
And,
What about dinner?
We're just
it's your birthday, huh?
It is my birthday.
So I guess that is.
We'll be a cotillion. We'll have to eat dinner there. I know. Look at me, such a great mom. I'm spending my birthday at cotillion, where everybody wishes they weren't.
Well, my battery's running out on my computer, so I think that.
Is that your way of telling me it's over?
You know how you say? Do you know how I say I have another call when some people do that, and there's not really another call? But the battery really is running. I really, it is.
Oh, I believe you. My feelings aren't hurt at all because I've learned how to take things personally.
I got to speed up the podcast too. People don't like 20, 30, 40 minutes on a podcast, though. You are wonderful. And did I say happy birthday yet? Yay! Well, thank you all for tuning into the Better Half episode 2. Happy birthday to my beautiful wife. And
by the way,
yes.
It feels different not being in the same room.
Doesn't feel as close to me?
Yeah, I feel like we have a much better banter back and forth when we're in the same physical location.
So you can hit me?
Possibly. I always reserve the right to do that.
Well, I'm blessed because in life you have people around us that make us better, that make us want to be better and take action each day. And I am blessed that I have this wife that I call my wife, because there's no one else that can put up with me in the way that she does. Does that sound right?
Amen.
Amen. Amen. So I can't wait to get home and give you your birthday present. If you figured out what I'm putting down, huh? You smelling what I'm stepping in there? You got it.
That's your birthday.
What? There's no better birthday present than that. What are you talking about? Nothing says your birthday gift like a little Marvin Gaye. Well, you know what I'm saying. I got it. Have a great week, my WTFers. And I hope you enjoyed the Better Half episode 2. It's the birthday episode. So go out, have fun, and make dreams come true.